We are so back. Ladies and gentlemen, the OUA basketball season is finally returned, and it got kicked off last weekend with a ton of great action. It is so exciting to be able to talk OUA basketball again, and boy, oh boy, was it worth the wait with some great action all weekend long. We got to get right into it. But first, you're watching the OUA Basketball Show. My name is Griffin Porter. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. We got a great guest coming up. But first, let's talk about the action last weekend. We'll start out on the women's side. Jamie Foreman off to a white-hot start for TMU, going over 20 points in both bold wins last weekend. And then Cassandra Jolie-Coeur of McMaster also making huge headlines with a 41-point explosion in the Marauders' 2-point win against Laurier. We're hoping to talk to Cassandra next week, so fingers crossed there. But yeah, 41 points in a 2-point win, that seems pretty important. Elsewhere on the women's side, Ottawa and Carleton both off to 2-0 starts, while the York Lions off to a strong start this season, and they're our fifth and final 2-0 team on the women's side. For the men, friend of the show, Aaron Rooms, helps the Bold also get off to that undefeated 2-0 start with wins at Nipissing and Laurentian. We've got Ottawa, Carleton, and Ontario Tech all also clocking in at 2-0 to start the year. But one of my favorite stories has been our final 2-0 team, 2-0. That's the story of that first weekend. The Lakehead Thunderwolves. And luckily for us, I've got the perfect guest to tell us all about it. My guest today is a member of the Lakehead Thunderwolves. He just hit that special milestone of 1,000 points in his OUA career. Nate Bilamu, thanks for coming on the OUA Basketball Show.
Appreciate you, Griffin. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, well, thanks for being here. I guess we'll start with, like I just said, that special milestone you hit just to start the season here, 1,000 points in your OUA career. We knew it might be coming based on how early you hit it this season, but have you had some time to think about that and just what that means to you to reach that milestone?
Yeah, I did a little bit of reflecting on the weekend. Talked to my coaches and thanked them. Talked to my teammates and thanked them. Going into my fourth year, it was a long journey, I'll say. At Lakehead, and they really prepared, gave me the opportunity throughout the years. So I just appreciated them, and they appreciated my hard work, and dream come true. I'm glad I reached that milestone.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, you should be very proud of yourself. There are a lot of great players who never get to that level. So something to definitely be proud of. And I love talking to you here because we don't often, as often as we should, we don't get to talk about Lakehead and some of those other schools. There are a lot of basketball schools that get the big attention, but you've been a star up there at Lakehead for years now. And I just was wondering, like, how did you wind up at Lakehead, and what does it mean to you to play there and be such a big part of that program?
Well, our assistant coach, Coach Erdman, his dad actually taught me at high school
Oh, great.
high school in Hamilton, Ontario. So there is that connection there, and it's been there for like 5, 6 years. And Lakehead just seemed like the right opportunity for me at the time, so I just committed there. And just getting here, I didn't know what to expect. All the way up in Thunder Bay, and I'm from Hamilton, Ontario
Yeah.
originally. It's just a whole new different atmosphere and environment. But once I got here, it's like a family at Lakehead. Everyone treats each other with respect, and playing here is just a different type of atmosphere. I'm pretty sure we have like the best fans in the country.
Yeah.
But it's just different. It's an honor to play for Lakehead, honestly.
Yeah. Well, listen, like my show is guilty of it. We try when we can, but sometimes you guys have had great records the last few years. You've been a great team. Do you think that Lakehead gets the respect it deserves? Is that among the team? Is that sort of a mentality that you guys have, that you're a little counted out? You don't get the respect you're due?
Um, I'll say we do get the respect that we deserve, and I feel like maybe we could get a little bit more exposure up here, per se. But as far as respect, I feel like we respect ourselves, of course, and our competitors have respected our records, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
All right, I'm glad. That seems like a very healthy attitude. So speaking about you personally, last year you made the big leap. You became your team's leading scorer. Your minutes took a big step forward. Your rebounding took a big step forward. How did you and Coach Thompson adjust to that? Was that something deliberate? Did he really want you to focus on being a leader last year, and is that going to carry into this season?
Yeah, same thing that will carry into this season. Last year, some of our main guys just it's their last year, so
Yeah.
they were on and away. Michael Okafor, Dylan Morrison,
Hmm.
me, Chris Sago had to really take a big step into that into those roles, and it's been an exciting opportunity to do that, and I feel like this year is the same thing.
I know you mentioned you're a Hamilton guy. We've got the career high in points. 2 times you've scored 31 points in your OUA career, both against the McMaster Marauders. I feel like you might know that. I'm
Yeah,
sure that's just a coincidence, but that must be always be fun for you to play McMaster, being a proud Hamilton boy.
yeah, for sure. Even last year it was special. It was a special moment. Again, averaging or getting my career high at in the city of Hamilton. Family was there, friends were there, and it's just playing against Mac in your own city and just playing against Mac and they're from Hamilton. It's just I don't know, something about it. I just love doing that. I just love playing against McMaster.
Yeah. Well, big time moments for big time players, right? Speaking of big time moments, the playoffs last year, you guys have made the playoffs a few years in a row here, but it's been one and done for a couple of seasons now. How does that sit with you over a summer, as when you're a great player like yourself and you guys are a great program and you have high expectations for yourself? Does that sit with you, or do you have to just put that behind you?
You definitely have to let it sit a little bit, I feel like, as a competitor. Obviously not to the point where it's self-sabotaging or you're just only focused on the past and what happened. But I definitely let it be a motivation in this off season. I feel like I had one of my best off seasons when it comes to just working hard and getting my body right and my mental right. But I feel like as a team we've moved on and we've created a new identity this year, and I don't want that to be the case. Like you're just like you said, one and done's for the last 3-4 years on some great talented teams and we're just working towards getting better and better and better. So we're at our best at the end of the season, so we don't let that result happen again.
All right, new identity for the team. Is there anything that you can tell me here? Something that you guys are really trying to work on here? Early season, it's still a chance to. Every team's sort of looking to establish themselves. What are you guys looking for in the first few weeks?
I'll say that we've always, my time at Lakehead, we've always had the best or one of the best offenses.
Mm-hmm.
We put up a lot of points. We shoot a lot of threes. We run up and down the court. We have the athletes and the talent to do that. But defensively, we've had our lulls at times. And I feel like Coach Thompson and the Lakehead squad, we really put an emphasis on defense, and it starts in practice. And I feel like our defense is just going to keep on improving, because we focus so much on that part.
Absolutely. Well, like you said, it's amazing fans in Lakehead. If people have a chance one weekend to turn into an OUA.TV game and see that Lakehead's playing at home, they should absolutely check that out because you guys are a great team. You're a great school and a great program, and the OUA is a lot of fun when Lakehead's doing well. So good luck this year. Keep up the great play, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again come playoff time.
Appreciate you, Griffin, man. Honor to be
Oh well, honors all ours. Thanks, Nate.
from.
And that is going to do it for today's show. My thanks again to Nate Bilamu for the great conversation. We got to get into the games to watch this weekend, of course. On the men's side, I will definitely have an eye on our first Battle of Toronto of the season as the Bold get on the subway all the way to St. George Station to take on U of T. I'm really intrigued by the Blues, how they're handling the departure of Callum Baker and this new look team we're going to get from the University of Toronto. So I think that's going to be a great game. And on the women's side, I feel like I'm going to be recommending the Brock Badgers to you guys a lot this year. Friends of the show, Madeline Weinert and Tito Akanusi, were cooking in their first game of the season, and Angeline Campbell picked up a double-double in that win as well. Lots of exciting stuff going on at Brock. They're doing the Laurentian Nipissing road trip this weekend. So let's pick the Badgers against Angeline Campbell's old team and the Nipissing Lakers. We'll call that our game to watch for the women's side this week. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thanks again to Nate Bilamu. My name is Griffin Porter, and we will see you guys next week. Enjoy the games.